It turned out to be a nice Monday here in central and eastern Kentucky, especially by mid-January standards, despite the cold start. Afternoon highs recovering into the low to mid-40s, and we are going to do even better tomorrow. So feeling good for January heading into Tuesday, and you'll want to enjoy every bit of it because more of a winter-like pattern begins to kick in more so into the late week and the upcoming weekend. First and foremost, some possible wintry impacts look to be on the table for Wednesday morning, and that'll set the stage for a more active pattern. It's been a quiet day, a few high thin clouds drifting by to our north and northeast, a few more coming down the pike through parts of Missouri and into Illinois. Live look at Mount Sterling and Montgomery County in front of the courthouse. Everything quiet there, beginning to cool down now that the sun is setting. We're 37. Winds have been out of the southwest, pretty sustained at about 10 to 15 much of the day. 40 there, Jackson County near McKee. So beginning to see a few upper 30s creep in, but most locations upper 30s, low 40s did top out into the low to mid 40s, and compared to 24 hours ago when we struggled to even get out of the 20s yesterday, we're a good 10 to 12 degrees milder. Looking out to the west here, that southwest wind, it's a little bit stronger, so do expect that tomorrow. Wind gusts will be to the tune of 25, even 30 miles per hour. Preston 60 in St. Louis. You see the low to mid 50s. That's where we will be tomorrow. So we're definitely heading in the right direction in that regard. As far as the surface chart, not much going on. High pressure along the Texas-Louisiana border. That is going to be moving eastward. So temperatures back off, and then they're going to level off because the steady southwest wind at about 10 to 15, that will slow down the cooling process. So we'll be around freezing in the morning. Yeah, it'll be a little breezy. Going to need the heavier coat, but not as cold as what we had this morning. And then look at tomorrow afternoon. How about that? Southwest winds, again, those gusts 25 to 30. It's going to push us low to mid 50s. And then we get into the more active pattern. Now, initially, as this first front drops in, it's going to be in the form of a chilly rain. We're looking at mid 40s for highs, but that'll be, I think, probably early to mid-afternoon. And then as we get deeper in the afternoon and evening, the cold air catches up to the moisture. So Wednesday evening, overnight, and into Thursday morning, a few scattered snow showers, and a lot of the data indicating it may be enough to lay down a light coating, maybe a ½ inch to an inch, and then just flat cold on Thursday. So here's how it breaks down. Sunshine, breezy and dry tomorrow, rain over to snow, and this will be a scenario very similar to what we had on several occasions about a month ago in early December. It's all about the timing and the impact. It's not the amount. The amount isn't going to be that big of a deal, but it's just the impact on the morning commute followed by the much colder air. So at this point, obviously, the higher elevations in southeastern Kentucky may catch a little bit more, but basically here in the bluegrass and points to the east and south, you'll catch a likely impact, I think more likely, into Thursday morning because those temperatures are going to drop off, will be in the low 20s, only mid 20s, and that cold air kind of stays locked in. And then by Friday and into the weekend, we've got another system following suit. And so that's going to mean some snow showers into Friday, maybe enough of a southwest wind just ahead of that frontal boundary to change it over to a bit of a rain-snow mix, but then reinforcing shot of colder air, more energy. That's going to mean a few more snow showers. Again, light coating. Neither one of these systems look to be major, but it doesn't take much to create a few travel problems, especially this time of the year, so something we'll keep an eye on. Mostly clear, breezy, not as cold. 31, 53 tomorrow. Breezy and milder. Enjoy that in the extended forecast. Again, that 44 probably relatively early, and then we drop it off. I mean, look at that, 25 as the snow showers wind down as we get into the afternoon. And then they will come back later on Friday, and then we kind of do it all over again. That 30 will be early on Saturday. We'll be in the 20s, a few snow showers. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then heading toward the King holiday a week out from now, maybe another little clipper just off to our north with a few flakes of snow around and afternoon highs right around freezing.